what got in my brain earlier this year to start getting in shape was that I'm 27 years old. I was 26 last year. And what am I doing with my body? Like, I'm lifting 5 days a week, whatever, but I'm wasting this. Like, I'm perfectly healthy and I'm completely wasting it. And I think if you're in your late 20s and you feel that way, you need to feel what it's like to push your body to the limits. And I don't say this as like a hype person. It's like, think back to when you're older and you can't do that. You're going to regret it. It's like seeing what your body is capable of is a wildly addicting thing. And now that I'm doing that with the running, I think the running is an incredible way to do that. The running might change to, triathlons or ultra marathons or whatever, but just something where there's almost no limit. There's almost no limit in running because you can keep getting faster. I mean, it's, there is, I guess, a limit eventually, but like, not really. It's like, there's always new races, there's always new challenges, there's always new things to do. And whether that's fighting, whether that's lifting, like, you have to find your thing, I think, if you're a young guy who likes that feeling, which I think it should be basically everybody. You should be doing some type of physical pursuit. Like, I talk with the artist, athlete, entrepreneur thing. I think they kind of go in order. I've been thinking about this a lot. And I found mine in order, or I'm finding mine in order. It's like, I, in some ways, was an entrepreneur first. In some ways, was an athlete first. In some ways, was definitely an athlete first because I played soccer forever since I was a kid. But now, like, as an adult, it's like I found my art, which is, I think will always be my core art, is writing. Like what people know me for. Like, Zach's a great writer. My athlete, I found literally last year, which was running. I'd never been that obsessed with something. Even in soccer, which was the sport I did forever, I wasn't, doing extra sessions. I wasn't studying the best. I wasn't even watching soccer. I was never watching soccer, which is like crazy. Like, if you ask anyone on a college soccer team, like, oh, did you watch this game this weekend? Almost all the time, they're going to say yes. And I never knew what was going on. I was just so uninterested. And that, to me, is like a sign of not being obsessed. It's like, when you're obsessed with something, you literally want to spend your entire life in that world. You want to watch every YouTube video. You want to listen to every podcast. You want to go to the YouTube videos that have 200 views and you freaking get like hard looking at that because it is like a gem that no one's finding. Sorry for my exaggeration there, but that should like turn you on in a sick way that you have this edge. That is like what obsession is to me. It's, you fall in love with every aspect of a medium. Like David Senra from Founders Podcast, he talks about how I would never listen to a podcast on 2 times speed. And I would never read a non-paper book because he's so in love with the mediums. They transcend the actual medium. He said something that I brought up at my dinner last night because I was talking to one of this YouTuber about what he wanted to do next. So he's thinking of doing this and doing this. And David Senra, who was in here, a few months ago, he said this advice, which I freaking love. He's like, when you're thinking of something to do, right, make a list of like the 5 obvious things kind of that would make sense to do in your space that other people do that are working for, other people. And then just do none of that and think of the more extreme, more unique ideas that no one is thinking of. That's such a good exercise. Get the obvious stuff out of the way and then go beyond that, because the beyond is the most interesting stuff. And I'm just with content, like what I'm doing with these videos, like, yeah, people have made videos talking forever and vlogs forever, but my vision for where I want to take this has never been done, and no one can do it except me, for many reasons. One, because it's me and my life. No one is sitting in this office. I think the obsession world kind of needs to belong on YouTube because of the audience that's here. I feel like there's a lot of lost people on YouTube. Like, I was really lost for a lot of my youth and spent so much fun on YouTube watching people like, I used to watch all of Christian Guzman's videos. I used to watch, all different videos, but he was one of the big creators I was obsessed with. And because it's like YouTube, you get everything. You get visual, you get, sound, you get, you can do writing, you can do everything, in a video. Video, I think movies specifically are like probably the ultimate vehicle for obsession, because how many little things there are to adjust and change, like every single pixel, every single frame can be adjusted, and tweaked, and it requires so much vision from a director. That's why for me, like I've always said, my ideal career arc is like spend the next decade making content focused on like art and content, spend the decade after that like building companies, and then I spend the decade after that to making movies. That would be like 27 to 37 to 40 to 47. Because movies, like there's a term called I'm gonna mispronounce it, but like auteur, which is like a director whose style is so specific and so recognizable. Like think people like Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan. You instantly recognize their movies. Wes Anderson. I think that is so cool to have that, and I think you should try to have that with whatever you're doing right now, whether it's movies, whether it's freaking Twitter, whether it's Instagram. You want to be instantly recognizable. And like have this flavor to everything you do. And I think I'm going to do that in movies one day. So that's like how I'm thinking of these videos. It has to become this thing, this style. And the way these videos really work is if it becomes a new format that people start copying. I think that's when you're really win on social media. It's like when you create something new, when you create this new meta for social media, and then it's working when everyone starts copying it. Like Sam Sulek is a good example of this. Like he started these daily just, workout videos. And obviously like I'm super inspired by that. That's kind of like one of the big inspirations for this type of video. This channel is just talking. I'm going to try to do like no edits. I'm still cutting out the ums because I just feel like it's so annoying to listen to. But, maybe I won't one day. I don't know. But now, there's millions of people now making Sam Sulek videos, just like, poll day one. And with my stuff, like the animated videos, if you know my story, I blew up last year, gained like 2 million followers across Instagram and TikTok because I turned my writing into these animated videos. And what happened then, I was the only one doing them when I started last November, to November 2022. And 6 months later, there are thousands of these videos everywhere on social media every day. You create the new meta. And when that happens, you either have to be really unique within that meta and so you can still win, or have some type of, great result where you build a big audience or whatever, or you have to win. You have to win the meta, which I think I did. Like I became like the biggest account doing that. Dan Coe also got big with the help of Hunter Weiss, who's in this office. But like, I don't know. It's a dangerous thing because you can create the meta and then just get caught in it if you're not fast enough. But usually the person who creates gets enough momentum early enough. I was making these videos like 5 months, 4 months before everyone else. It's exciting. It's incredibly fun to weave in and out of something new and iterate and weave in and out of iterations. That's why I tweeted this the other day. I'm like, I've never failed at anything I've really committed to. And so it's like, I don't know what this channel looks like in a year, but I think it will look good. And watch how I iterate these videos. That's all I'm going to say. Watch these videos and enjoy them. Hopefully get to feel my obsession for everything I'm doing and my obsession for obsession itself. But watch these videos and how I iterate, because I am genuinely obsessed every single day with like, what are the tweaks? What are the changes? Do I change the subtitles? Do I change the pacing? Do I cut the ums? Do I do those little 1% tweaks every day? It's like, that creates a really special thing. And, I feel there's freedom that comes from an incredible constraint. There is a sense of calmness that you get knowing you don't have a choice but to do something extreme. And when you commit to that, when you commit to it publicly, you can really just, you let yourself float in the abyss. It's like the character from Get Out in The Sunken Place, right? He's just there and you're just watching yourself transform in a more like positive lens compared to that movie. There is a piece to it. There's a piece that I feel. And I think through something like daily videos, it's half intensity and half insanity. You have to have some part of you that just wants to torture yourself. But I do, and yeah, I'm excited to share that. I just love making things that help other people find the truest version of themselves. I love getting messages. I love getting tagged in like these obsession arc posts where people shave their head, skin fade on the side, 3.5 on top. That's the max for obsession arc. If you're curious, first obsession arc, go all the way. Skin buzz, it'll help you. Trust me. That's what I want to do. I just want to help however many people, millions or billions of people, feel their obsession and follow their obsession. You don't have to be as obsessed as me. Not that I'm that obsessed. I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting to like my I'll never get to my max levels of obsession, but I'm getting higher there. You don't have to be like that, but you can just be obsessed in, while you're working out, or a few moments at work, or this is like my security foam roller. You can be obsessed in small moments throughout your day. You're not supposed to be obsessed all the time, but that's the goal, is to make obsession part of everyone's life and lives, because I think it's really important. Obsession is my favorite thing I've ever found in my life, and the word and the feeling, and that is a cool thing.
I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, "I never seen a man who looks so all alone."